ABELI, and we have another video in our archery series. Today we're talking about my bow. So I'm pretty excited about it. After seeing my husband in his bow, I also caught the bug. But I actually did try a recurve bow before purchasing the compound bow, just because I always liked the idea of doing the archery ever since watching the Princess of Thieves version of Robin Hood. So I know I'm really funny, but I've always been an archer person, especially gaming wise. I've always played the archer, so it's not very surprising that I went for a bow eventually. I'm sure you probably think that way too.
yeah, and it's funny. Obviously, one of our bigger hobbies is gaming, and you do sort of like the ranged attacks, like sniping. It's always really fun for Abby, and when we do play sort of fantasy style games like Vermintide and even Assassin's Creed to a certain extent, Abby does, and Elden Ring. Abby does sort of lean towards archery and ranged weapons. So, yeah, I think you kind of initially did think you wanted to use a recurved bow.
I did,
but then after shooting a compound bow that was weighted to you, I think you could almost hear her say, yeah, that's it.
Well, it also helps, like, your fingers don't really hurt as bad afterwards.
Yeah, there's probably ways to alleviate that. But anyways, pull up your bow, show me what it is, and I'll hold it.
So, I ended up also going with Hoyt, but mine is the Hoyt Eclipse. So it's definitely smaller and it's lighter than what my husband's is.
Yeah, so Abby's axle to axle is 29 inches, mine is 30. And then the weight for mine was 3.9, Abby's is 3.7.
So just a little bit lighter, but yeah.
You do notice it though. It's interesting when you hold something out really far
for a long period of time,
that even the small weights matter, and you do feel the difference. And I do think that feels really great.
I am pretty sure though that mine is actually aluminum versus the carbon that he had. So that might be also why mine's a little lighter.
Sure.
But yeah, so I ended up going with the same scope as he did. Everything is very similar in the style, but mine is definitely, according to their website, is more geared towards women.
Yeah, and who'd have thought that bows are gendered?
Yeah.
Right? I can, if Abby wants to sort of hold out and call out some of those pieces, I can kind of talk through some of them. So right away, again, it seems like this is probably pretty common for a lot of the Hoyt bows, but the Eclipse cams have an extremely smooth draw cycle optimized for a shorter draw length performance. So if your arms are not very long, which is I think what they probably market this towards, not necessarily that height, but that it's draw length. I could even see this being a great bow for a young kid as well, right? Somebody that doesn't have
the full
wingspan. Yeah. This also makes a lot of sense. Like neither of us are very big. Like I'm 5'10", Abby's 5'8", 9. Our wingspans aren't huge, so even when I pulled Abby's back, I'm like, oh yeah, I could see this working. Right. So that's really nice.
My cams were also a lot smaller than his are. Is one thing I noticed when we had them side by side.
Yes, but one and outside of the sizing, so the grip, as I kind of talked about in the video on my bow, Abby's is really well designed to kind of give you that set for your fingers. So when she holds it, or I'll hold it here, there's a line you can see here. On my end, it's smooth. It's a smooth section. Maybe that's because it is carbon and doing lines is difficult, or they just wanted it to be aesthetically pleasing. This line here is kind of rough, and for a good reason. When you set your two fingers there, they kind of drop right in that canyon, and it almost feels like a better grip because my fingers aren't gonna move. I don't feel like they move that much on mine, but this
it has like a good placement.
Yeah, it certainly feels up and down. Everything feels nice. It feels naturally like it wants to stabilize itself.
Right.
So I'll give that back to you. Sounds silly, but we were very adamant that we did not want camo. That's not really us. I think the camos look really cool, and what's funny is a lot of times when I play games, I do use a lot of camo, But our aesthetic at home, we do like a lot of sort of blacks and solid colors. I even thought like a panda, like a white with black would look really cool.
Yeah.
But the blue does look excellent. The second we saw the box and they opened it, I think Abby's eyes lit up. She said, I want this one. And she hadn't even held it yet. But
yeah, I like the blue. I really like is sharp against the black. And it even has like the Eclipse on the top, you can see in the blue. And it just looks really slick.
yeah. And just like a lot of other Hoyt bows, this does have the shock pods, which are these little rubber sections here that really kind of just absorb some of those pieces. It has the integrated mounting system, so you can mount different elements onto it. And again, that exact grip. All those things sort of add up. It's a really nice bow. I'm incredibly happy that we found something that you're happy with.
Yep. And the one that I went for, the draw is it ranges from 30 to 40 pounds. So right now I have it currently at the 30 pounds weight, and so that will allow me to make it heavier as I start getting better, which will be nice.
Yeah. You can always increase, and by the time if we do decide to upgrade to the weight or something else, we'll just switch bows. But yeah, either way, really, really happy with all of the Hoyt bows that we've seen and tried. Like
Yeah.
I said, the friend that we got to use, he had a Hoyt bow. Oddly enough, it was camo, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun. They do seem to make really great bows. Now, as amateurs to this, we don't have a lot of experience shooting other bows, and I'm certain a lot of other bows are also very good. We've just been very happy with Hoyt. I was happy with mine, so Abby felt the same.
Yeah, and what was nice is actually at the Knock Point, they let me try out one of these Eclipse bows beforehand, just to like kind of see if I liked it or not.
Yeah.
And I instantly was like, yeah, that's the bow for me. I'm pretty sure I even like looked at my husband and I'm like, yep, I want this.
Yeah, no, it was, and I think that's what's really helpful is getting the chance to shoot the bow and finding the right one for you. I think we would have probably been open to anything that felt right, because we were so new to it. Everything felt alien, everything felt weird. But when we did get a chance to shoot our bows, it did feel very natural. And the team there took a lot of time and care and effort, making sure we were informed, making sure they showed us different ranges and price points, making sure we had the bow that fit us appropriately, because just like them, they understand that
Yeah.
it matters, right? Those things, those little pieces, these little individual elements all sort of matter. The sizing, the weight, otherwise it's not going to shoot well and you're not going to have a good time.
Right. Also, this is not sponsored by the Knock Point. We just really
Or
appreciated them.
Yeah.
Or Hoyt. We just have really been appreciating both the Knock Point and having our Hoyt bows. So I just wanted to preface that.
No, everything we're saying to you is just us saying this. That's like
Yeah.
every one of the other videos. But overall, really
Yeah,
fun.
we've been very happy, and we are both very excited to continue on our archery journey.
Yeah.
And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll try out some shooting competitions or something later on.
Somebody will. Well, thanks for stopping by. We'll be doing the next video on Abby's accessories and her box next. So
Yep.
Stay tuned.
And if you have any questions, leave those in the comments down below. Otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Thanks.